PJ's overseas. Boobies with a capital B. Ew. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I think I just started this project, so that's gonna be great. Hey. I can rent another, I have an extra dump truck in the warehouse, or my vehicle fleet, but if you want to rent another backhoe, you can. Because I just started this project, so I'm doing an excavation here. All the controls and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hit like 5 buttons before I opened up the map. Not the map, I was like, how do you get to the company to get stuff out? I was like, now I have to run that second to the shop.
Yep.
How do I get to the shop again?
Yep, I just did that whole thing. Well, it looks like since their last update, they my trailer got sent back or reset, so that's good. Nope, it's not that menu. It's not that menu. Again, online. My crew. There you go. Should be able to just do it yourself now.
Yeah,
Doesn't let you?
no, it let me.
Oh, okay, good. Oh yeah, so what I did last time, I'm kind of working on it now, is I built a ramp, or like dug out a ramp for the excavator. I mean the front loader. So it could just like go down the ramp and then like start pulling everything out. So it's actually building that right over here. So this would be the start of the ramp going down. So I've like dug out this side. So if you want to do what you're doing over there and just do it right here, you can build yourself a nice ramp to go down into this pit that I'm building. Looks like the ramp should. Come on. Put it up there. Yo, what's up, Steve? How's it going there, man? I mean, it's pretty cool that you're in the direct path of the solar eclipse. Like that alone, pretty cool. But hey, you know what? I guess my perspective is at least they asked. Like, dumb question or not, at least they asked, because the alternative is they could have just done it on their own without asking. So that'd be the worst.
What'd they do?
Steve was saying, kid asked if they could, for the solar eclipse, use the glasses that they got and wear those and look through a telescope.
You need to go to the library. Give them out of the library. Those glasses out the library for free.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, there's a bunch of places hand them out, like even around here, and it's like, hey, we're not even gonna be near it.
I think so. We were like 80%.
I mean, like, we're gonna be near it, but not that near.
$88% coverage.
Oh damn! Well, you're like south of me, so. I guess I never really looked into it to see what the percentage was for us, because I'm just so damn sick of hearing of it. This has been on the news since January.
Yeah, like TikTokers saying it's a sign of the end of the world, or
Well, yeah, because those TikTokers aren't old enough to have even gone through the solar eclipse before. I mean, come on. Gosh, just like, okay, yeah, been there, done that
over me.
a couple times now, and like, it's not really anything I care about.
I've never seen a solar,
Like a full solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, I've never seen a full. I've never seen a solar eclipse at all.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, you have.
I've only seen the lunar ones.
Oh, I mean, you're old enough so that you, like, one has happened in your time, like, in your lifetime.
One just happened in like 2016, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like every 7 years or something like that. Because they were saying on the news that this dude who's like 100-something is like going through his like 14th solar eclipse. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck.
Alright. I can give you a hand here.
And then we drive my dump truck underneath there, empty it, reset.
Yeah, you might as well just reset, yeah. Alright, so you're almost in the area, so I can start digging out this for a place to bring your dump truck down. Hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, like everyone's having an eclipse event, stuff like that. It's wild. Personally, I just don't understand the hype. I don't get it. The heck?
Brandon, I thought he had this.
Oh, he does. Must not be around. And I'm stuck on my dump truck. Good.
Brand?
Hmm?
Band-Aid brand?
I don't know. There we go. I got it. Jesus. Just trying to widen this area out now so you can get a dump truck down here. Oops. Oh, shit. Didn't even see you there, bud.
Came in sneaky deep there.
Yeah. I'm just off my own world here.
put a semi dump trailer in.
Right? That'd be so much easier. And it's not like it's uncommon. It's like, I do think it's kind of cheap that you can just like unload the stuff from the dump truck.
Yeah.
Without having to take to the site. But it's like, in order to do that, you'd need something with bigger capacity, or you'd need like freaking 15 people in here. But like the excavation part of this, when it's on like the hard one, like it is no joke. It's like the longest part of the project.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah. Although it's really like the only part that I like about it.
You really like the excavation, you mean?
I like the excavating, yeah. It's just when you get into like the BS between like switching between like concreting and siding and stuff. No. Although I did find I've been using it now that we're over here across seas, mate. It's a hybrid cement truck. So it's a mixer and the like cement crane thing. The only downside is it doesn't have as far of a reach, so you have to reset more. But you don't have to deal with like two machines. It's like an all-in-one machine. It's kind of neat. And I guess if they've had it the whole time, but yeah. But
I was using it at one point. And
I didn't.
I frustrated because
Yeah, because the reach isn't
so-
very far.
Yeah.
But over here, across the pond, like, the jobs really vary in size. It's like I've done residential where it was perfect, and then I've done commercial where it works for most of it, but not all of it. But it's just easier if you're working by yourself to have everything all in there. Jeez, how many songs are on this playlist? It seems like the same thing over and over again. With royalty-free jazz. See what that comes up with. That's not it. Oh, yeah. There's some classic elevator music stuff going on now. Like, hold, please. The next available associate will be right with you. Once I created the space to bring a dump truck down and then be able to like turn the way I needed to, it went like 15 times faster than an excavator.
Oh, my crash.
Oh no. Interesting. That seemed to happen right after I switched to first person view. And when I switched to the first person before, I was glitching like a mofo. Well, I won't do that. I wonder if it's... Yeah, let me check something. It could be my internet, because there's a lot of people around me that have outages. We don't. Yeah, but I still got like 500. So, should be okay. I've been using the joystick in the excavator. It's actually pretty neat.
Nah, see, that's one way I think I would enjoy doing excavator more.
Yeah, but I feel like you need two.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing one, like my left hand with the joystick, because I'm a lefty, and the right hand I still have the controller in the hand, just using the right thumbstick to counteract it.
The heck?
What? Oh, did I?
No, I got in, and as soon as my truck started, it launched forward. So I was back there by my front loader. When I started, it launched me over here.
Oh, I was gonna say, shit. I hope I didn't ruin your road.
No, it just took off like a rocket ship.
Well, damn. But I feel like to justify having 2 controllers or like 2 joysticks, you'd have to. I don't think we're ready for it quite yet. Although I can load up into 2 dump trucks. Yeah, I mean, bring it on.
For it.
Yeah, expedite the process a little bit. I can do that. Yeah, as long as you can fit in there and open it up, that's good. Although, you gotta lower the dump bed, because it's gonna fall out.
It is lowered on my screen.
Nope.
What?
No, it's up a bit.
Still up for you?
Nope, now you're good.
It's weird. It was all the way down. I got it and put it up and put it back down.
This dump truck's gonna get rained on with dirt. Almost like a certain B word that you can't say. Oop. But sequential unloadings. Back to back.
I'm sitting here trying to think of where to guys with it, but I'm coming with blank.
I don't know. Like maybe like the color of something being chalky. Or the texture.
Mentally drained after the last week.
Oh yeah, dude, I bet. I was going to ask you about it, but I know it's something where you didn't want to or didn't have to talk much, so it's gonna barrage you with questions. But dude, that's
It was like we got her home and then it was good for a day, and then the next day I was just, I think my body just crashed.
well, yeah, because you go into like, like caretaker.
Yeah, I think I was just running on pure adrenaline because I got no sleep for 2 days. Every time I would fall asleep, like
Yeah.
even when the nurses would like come in, 'cause we were both sleeping at one point, and they'd come in like, oh, you're both tired. You're both taking a nap. It's so cute. I was like, no, it's because the only time you left us alone, long enough for us both to fall asleep.
Yeah, and then it becomes like when one person is in a position where they're like not able to like care or take care, like you just get that natural like, okay, like I'm in charge, I have to be responsible for everything, and then you're just constantly like on edge, ready to go. Got to be ready for anything.
Pretty
and
much.
it's taxing. Because, like, when you're finally just kind of like, whew, it's done. It's like days worth of adrenaline and, like, long hours and having to, like, pick up the slack for everything, too. I wouldn't be surprised if I just took, like, a full day nap afterwards.
Well, what we did, we come home and literally, it was Saturday night.
Yep.
JT was asking about streaming, and like I didn't even come in, like didn't even read his message. We came in, I think around 4:30.
Yeah, except that
Got a
motherfucker.
shower, and
Yeah.
then I got her in bed, and I came down on the couch, and I was out until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah.
I looked at my phone long enough to tell JT, like, yeah, you know, I felt, you know, like I just came home and crashed, so sorry about that. But, and went to the bathroom, sat back down on the couch, I was gone again until I think like 9 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah. Oh, except that motherfucker. I was just like, I saw he was streaming Among Us, and I was like, oh, I'll be around, I'll join. And he's like, oh, we can do something else. And then he's like, I got called into work, I'll be back. And then he's like, I'm back. And I was like, all right, well, we can do whatever, or we can just like call it a night and just nothing. It's like, all right. No, I'll just politely go F myself. But yeah, I didn't expect you to be around at all.
Race against time to get out of there, so because
Yeah, because another day in the well, another day charged in the hospital too.
the pharmacy we use closed at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Early hours of Easter. It's a mom and pop pharmacy. So they called in the prescriptions, and we like we did the math. I was like, "There's no way we're getting there before 1." And the nurse was like, "Well, do you have anyone that can like pick it up for you?" So I called.
You go to a different pharmacy, man.
Well, so no, because here the problem is the reason why we switched from Walgreens is because Rite Aid just recently shut down.
I know.
Walgreens
Yeah.
was already notorious for like you need something that day. Too bad it's getting filled tomorrow or even the next day.
Yeah,
They
but that's what
fill it
pharmacies.
the same day.
That's what pharmacies are right now.
Not this one. I literally went to I had to go to a walk-in today, and I got out, drove home about 15 minutes. They had not only was it filled, they had it packed, put away.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't all of a sudden rely on that place because, like, I have a similar issue because I take one medication. Like, I take like Adderall, and there's been a nationwide shortage. So I've gone to the same place around here for as long as I've lived here, and it's never been a problem. And then when I get a message, they're like, "Oh, well, we can't fill this because on back order, I have to call around to all of the pharmacies to figure out who has it and who doesn't." And
Well, see, that's a different
then
story.
there's but I'm saying, like I call around to all the generic.
Walgreens, if they have in stock, they won't fill it until the next day at the soonest. They're terrible about that. And ever
Well,
since-
yeah. So the one that my point being the one that I have gone to now that always has it in stock. They're the slowest to fill it. So normally it's like if I request a prescription refill and it gets approved, it shows up at the pharmacy like that day, and it's usually filled that day. But not this place. This place, it's a CVS, and it takes like probably at least 24 hours for them to fill it.
so Walgreens was already notorious about that, and then Rite Aid shut down, and they sent all of Rite Aid's
Yeah, Reddit blows.
people to Walgreens, and literally I could see Walgreens on my front door, and every single day.
Oh yeah, they got
drive-through
overwhelmed
lines
with it.
wrapped around
Yeah.
the building. So we were like, screw it, we're switching to the mom and pop one.
Yeah,
Now,
but
of course,
mom and
that's what
pops.
my dad used for years, and he's always talked about how good they were.
Yeah, but that's like
So-
back in the day, man. Mom and pop pharmacies are it's a dying breed, man. They're not gonna be around for much longer.
I mean, this one's been around for. God,
Oh, I know.
knows
We
how
had
long.
one in the town I grew up
They-
in. Like we had a CVS in town. We also had like Connolly's Pharmacy, and like a lot of people would go get their prescriptions there, but like they shut down eventually because
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But with that bridge, across the bridge, when it comes in, I was like, there's no way we're making it beforehand. And then there's like, well, can you go to another pharmacy?
Mhm.
And that's when I said, well, the only other pharmacy we have in town is Walgreens, and they ain't gonna fill it today. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, it literally takes them a day or two to fill any prescription.
yeah.
The nurse was like, she's gotta have these prescriptions tonight to be discharged. So,
It's where you go.
she's like, can you call someone to pick them up for you? So I called my stepmom, and my stepmom was like, yeah. I felt bad because I woke her up because she was up all night with our youngest one.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt bad for waking her up. And so she called up there to make sure she could pick it up. And then calls me back like, hey, so they had all the prescriptions filled as of 20 minutes ago, and then someone sent them an email and canceled the prescriptions from UPenn. So the nurse, her eyes got big. She's like, no. And she pulled out the phone. She was on the phone to I guess does the prescriptions for the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
Yeah.
they're canceled, and so she had to quickly put it back in. and
So
then
they
got
probably
refilled
saw.
it.
They probably saw that it had been like, quote unquote, like filled, like sent to a place or something like that, and then saw a new request and was like, no. So there wasn't a duplication.
So it was like a race against time to get home that day. If not, then we'd have to wait until their pharmacy fell in. She said it would have been a few hours. That probably would have been through the next day.
Yeah.
Hi.
I mean, it's annoying. Like I know, like for my medication, like granted, it's not like imperative that I have it. Like it's not gonna kill me if I don't get it. But like I used to have to drive like a half an hour to the nearest pharmacy that actually had my medication to go pick it up. So I was like calling places out of town. I'm like, do you have this? Great. I need it. And then drive hour round trip just to get simple medication. So I can understand when it's like a time sensitive thing. You don't have a lot of options. It's really puts you in a tough spot.
Yeah, so luckily, like, of course, they all know. Like, as soon as I put
No.
no.
Ah, damn it.
In the hole you go.
Yep.
As
Had
soon
the
as
tracks backwards.
we switched to this pharmacy, as soon as I told them last name, and they're like, "Oh, any relation to Bob?" And I was like, "Yep, that's my dad." He goes, "Oh, cool, we got the whole family in here now." they'll have like 6 people behind the counter working,
Mm-hmm.
and only
Yeah.
one person that's running both
Yeah,
both
that's like the
windows
CVS that
and
I go to. Yep.
and the drive-through window. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
so, meanwhile, 2 of the other pharmacy techs are just standing around in the back. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. It's like you can see that there's a. So, the downside to the place where my medication is readily available is exactly that. In that, like, they have the staff. And yet, every time I go there, it's like the line is going down one of the aisles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and there's a rule in the, so it's the town next to where I live. And they're one of those towns where, like, they don't allow drive-throughs. It's like a town policy. So we have, or they have a McDonald's, but their McDonald's does not have a drive-through.
That's freaking.
Mm-hmm. So you can't pick up prescriptions via drive-through. So there's 6 people working in there. They have 1 person working where there's 3 registers back there. You got 1 person standing around doing nothing, 1 person answering the phone, 1 person actively filling prescriptions, and then like another person just like wandering around, like looking busy. It's like, listen, maybe it's like my experience, or yours too, in retail. It's like if you see a long line, you jump on a register.
Mm-hmm. that was my train. Like, you
Yeah.
see the line back. No.
Like, get it cleared out so you can, it's efficiency, so you can get back to doing what you need to be doing. Like, get rid of the queue.
Mm-hmm. And then they want to give you attitude. You need to make it wait.
Yeah. Well, then I feel bad for the 1 person that's on the register, because, like, I understand what it's like. But also, like, the people that show up to pick up prescriptions, like, my God, it's not rocket science. Like, I show up, I know that I need my ID given the nature of my prescription, and I need to have a card to pay for my copay. So I have both of those out of my wallet before I show up, and I'm like, giving my information. I'm like, yeah, just give me my shit. Hand them my license, scan it, and I'm out of there in 20 seconds. And these people take like 5 minutes to pick up 1 prescription. And it's like, are you new? And based on their age, it's not like, it's probably not a prescription they're picking up for the first time. Like, it's probably some sort of like cholesterol or blood pressure medication. So it's not anything fancy. It's like, well, do you have any questions for the pharmacist? They're like, well, I don't know. It's like, by generic, does it mean this? It's like, just take it. Just take the medication.
Open your mouth and take it.
Yeah.
Unless it's a suppository. Put your butt cheeks and take it.
Yeah. Like, really. Oh, I can't stand it. I hate going to pick my meds. Oh, hey, Michael. How's it going, man?
I come figure out Easter the next day. Tell my dad texted me. He's like, "Are you something to eat, or you just want to make a plate, take it home? Because no, she's not feeling it. I was like, oh, it's
Right,
Easter.
shit, it's Easter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be able to make some plates in a few.
I got hit with a fun one on Easter. My mom, who was, like, had a lot of cardiac issues, was, like, previously telling me to, like, get tested for something that may be able to, like, predispose or, like, highlight something that may be a precursor to some cardiac disease. She's like, oh, well, you have a doctor's appointment coming up. You need to get genetic testing. I was like, why? It's like, oh, well, there's certain genes that may, like, predispose you to colon cancer. And I was like, what? Like, we don't have a family history of colon cancer, so, like, why? She's like, well, your grandfather, my father, had colon cancer. I was like, oh, did he? Really? I had no clue. Like, he had a stroke. So I only knew him as, like, being in a wheelchair, and I thought he died of another stroke because he had another stroke. No, come to find out, he had colon cancer. And then apparently this gene exists on my dad's side, too. So if you put 2 and 2 together, like, if you have, like, both parents, like, having this specific gene, then your likelihood of getting colon cancer is, like, significantly increased, which means that you should start getting colonoscopies at, like, age 25. Yeah. So I was like, well, this would have been good to know, like, any family history whatsoever, like, early on. And, dude, like, if I have this gene, like, I'm 10 years too late. So, thanks for nothing. But she's like, you need to get this done. You need to get this genetic testing. I'm like, I don't think so. And I was like, also, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Ass cancer.
Yeah, really. I was like, this is what we're going to talk about on Easter? Really?
I mean, I guess it's better than the ass cancer conversation I had with the coworker back in the day. First day I worked with him, and he was like,
True,
"Hey, have you ever
yeah.
noticed me bleeding from the ass?" I'm
That's
like,
true.
"Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? I've known you for like an hour and a half, but I don't want to be talking about your bloody ass. Oh, I had colon cancer." So, like, okay.
Yeah, okay, guy.
So bad, poor guy ran into him a couple months ago. He had a stroke, and he couldn't use his right side of his body, and he was really tore up because he liked to play guitar. He couldn't do that anymore. He's like, that's what. He's like, that's the only thing I had left to do in my
Like,
free time.
you
He's
keep
like, I
saying.
can't even pick it up anymore.
Ugh.
Ran into him in the grocery and he broke down. He was like crying in one of those electric carts.
Well, it's like, don't cry too hard. You get to use one of those electric carts.
He must have made a recovery because he's back to work. So like I said, he wasn't even walking then. Now he's back. I rode past her the other day. He's outside smoking.
Right. So cancer clearly didn't teach him his lesson.
Nope. 100%.
You can't really feel too bad at that point.
When I worked at Walmart, you're supposed to get one hour-long lunch.
Yeah.
2 15-minute breaks.
Yeah, depending on how long of a shift you worked.
This dude took a 15-minute break every hour.
Yeah, because you were entitled to a 15-minute break.
2 15-minute breaks for an 8-hour shift. Every hour. Sometimes two times an hour. So you go outside and you just sit there and smoke a couple cigarettes. Okay.
It's like, bro.
I was like, did you have cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cancer, not lung cancer.
It's like, listen.
Did you have a stroke?
Lung cancer is like like second most. They just had a report on like the ABC Nightly News. It's like lung cancer is like the second most common and deadly cancer you can get. And then for men, second is prostate cancer and third's lung cancer. And it's like, bro, you just got like biggest ones, and you're just not gonna change the way that you operate at all. Yet you decided to get treatment for whatever you had. I don't understand that. I don't see why you go through the entire like treatment process if you're. Just do the worst thing for you afterwards.
Mm-hmm. I can honestly say I never take my off cigarette. I've seen the havoc it wreaked on my whole family and how bad they were off because of smoking. I was like, I have no desire.
I had a like very brief stint, and it wasn't like I wouldn't go out and like be like I need a cigarette and like go out and smoke on my own. It was like all of my friends smoked cigarettes, so we'd be at a bar together, and then it's just like, all right, smoke break, and then that like it was a social thing. So it wasn't even a habit to break, because I never really I never enjoyed it. Like it wasn't something that I needed in my life. That was very brief. That was like a 6-month period where it's just like I would have a pack of cigarettes on me, and it was only if I was hanging out with my friends.
But
Yep. Exactly. It's like I never got into that because I know that like both my parents smoked cigarettes for like 15 years, and they stopped when they had kids. And my brother smoked cigarettes up until like a few years ago, and he switched over to vaping, which is like no better.
and they said that was supposed to be better for the ends of the worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, Oops, sorry.
I'm just glad after, but over 20 years of me trying to get my dad to quit, he finally quit. Cold turkey.
No,
I had one
good for him.
God,
Yeah. Like,
that was one of the
for
reasons
doing
why
something
he
for
quit.
that long, like, I just find, like, the ability to have that willpower of just, like, going cold turkey and just never looking back, like, it's very impressive.
Yeah, because he said he told me he smoked every single day of his life since he was 12 years old.
Yeah. I mean, that's
And
like me with chewing tobacco. Like, I have done that, like, in some way, shape, or form, like, for, geez, like 10 years, 15 years. And I've tried to find alternatives. Like, I've done, I mean, you name it, I've tried it. And it works for a short period of time, but it's never like a full replacement. The only thing that's come close is like the Zyn pouches, and even then, it's like, nope, that's not it.
that's another thing I never got into. As a matter of fact, all my friends used to want me to go to the fight over who got taken to up there to the track during race weekend because they always gave out like the free cans.
Mm-hmm.
And they would fight over who got to take me up there because I would get the free cans and just give it to whoever wanted it. Like, I'm taking them this time. Nope, it's my turn. Well, wants to take me to the races just to hang out.
Get them some tens.
Free cans and dip.
Yep. Like, I don't even know how I got into it. That's the worst part. It's like, I've made my adjustments, but it's just like there hasn't been a sustainable like backup option that has come out that. Oops, sorry. Oops, sorry. Yeah. But on a different note, I ended up buying a new head unit / receiver for the Tacoma.
Well, I didn't buy one. I got it off of the Amazon Vine thing. It just came the other day.
Because I was looking on the.
Take it over and put that in.
I was looking on the Tacoma forum, and I was like contemplating buying one off of someone that was selling it on the Tacoma forum. And then I was like, oh, there's no like insurance or like there's no way to make sure I get the product. And this dude was not willing to like do a 50-50 split. Like, I put down a deposit and he sends it to me and I pay the rest. So like, I don't know this guy, and it could be stolen for all I know. So I was like, this seems kind of sketchy, although it's in like pristine condition. So I bought it off of a junkyard in San Diego. I was selling it on eBay. And I was like, well, if I use PayPal, like they have built-in like some kind of security. And the place that was selling it offered a 30-day return. And then I already bought all of the like the harnesses, like the wiring harnesses that you need to do the swap over. So I'm getting the head unit tomorrow. I'm getting the harnesses Saturday, and then gonna have someone install it sometime next week. I don't have just
Not
like
gonna install it?
what?
Not gonna install it?
I'm not gonna take my dashboard apart. No.
Oh,
Like I know I can do it. Like it's not a question of like I don't feel comfortable doing it. It's more like I'd rather just have someone for like $100. I'd rather have someone just do it because it's more of it's a conversion unit, so it's not just a simple wiring harness. It's like more complex. I basically have to add a wiring harness onto a wiring harness and then do it all and then like stuff the extra components in there somewhere. And I'd rather just have like if something went wrong with it, I'd rather have the ability to go to someone and be like, this got screwed up, you did it, you fix it, than me being the only person accountable for it.
makes sense. The only thing I'm worried about.
No, I would rather do it myself.
Splicing in the back of the camera, the tail. That's the only.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of that.
Yeah, well, sometimes the head units aren't compatible with the stock, like backup cameras. So that was one of the issues with a lot of the aftermarket stuff with the Tacoma is it's not compatible with like the backup camera and stuff. So you'd have to like replace your backup camera and your like Bluetooth microphone thing that you have installed in the sun visor. It's like, no, I can't do any of that.
Actually, I don't have one, so I have to do it myself. But.
Oh, did I not buy one of those things? I have to buy one of those things. Get one of the refuelers.
That and I scored my dad another one of those because we bought when we before they fixed our AC unit in the other apartment. It just wasn't cool in the upstairs, so we bought one of those ones that you could like set up and just have like an exhaust hose that goes out the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
keep upstairs and cool the upstairs.
We used to have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they fixed their AC, it was like, we don't need this anymore. Do you guys want it? And they're a bit hesitant on it because they always use just the window units, and they fell in love with it. And she's like, when we get in forward, we gotta get another one of those. I scored them a free one off the Amazon Vine. So they got all excited. I was like, yeah, you guys said you wanted another one of those portable AC units, right? Yeah. It's like, alright, it's ordered. It'll be here on the 8th.
Oh, dang.
Got my new couch all put together.
Nice.
With all the shit we've had together, at least it's been
something comfortable to sit on.
Oh, my stepmom fell in love. So she kept the youngest one while my wife was up there, and she was like, "Do you guys mind if I just come back to your apartment after dinner, so that way she can just sleep in her own bed?" But she's not too fond of our cat, so she doesn't have to worry about that. She's like, I can just crash on the couch. I was like, oh yeah, that's what you want to do. It's fine by us. and went over there, or she sent a text message. She's like, I'm really liking the couch. And when I went over to fix the plates, she was like, how much you say you spent on that couch? And my dad, who was talking to her mom and her daughter, he overheard. He was, oh my God, you're on about the couch again? She goes, it would fit perfectly in our living room. Like you got plenty of seats, but it's not like too big. She's like, it fits perfectly. Plus, it matches your recliner. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, then all the storage you got on it. She's like,
Yeah, you're just selling it.
I know one was like lifted up a little bit. She's like, so I got to look at it. I was like, oh wow. She's like, I hope you don't mind, but I moved one of the ottomans there in the middle because the way we have it set up now is we have an ottoman on each side, and then we have the spare ottoman there, so you can make it a 3x6, like sort of. That's what I've been doing. I've been sleeping on like that. She said, I moved the third ottoman there in the middle. She said, I had a nice little bed that I could sleep on.
I gotta say,
Yeah, man.
yeah, I gotta say, ottomans are clutch. Because we've got like the L-shaped couch, and then my side has the ottoman, and I can just like toss it off to the side if I just want to sit, and then just like pulling it up if I want to lounge out. I'll say anytime I have it like lounged out, like having it in front of where I'm sitting, dude, I just fall asleep. But I mean, like 3 ottomans for 1 couch, I mean, that's aggressive.
Well, technically, the one's not an ottoman. It's a back. So what I did was, because it was supposed to be 4 wide, but we don't need that long of a space. So what I did was I made like an L shape sort of deal. So technically, the one ottoman is what I'm using as an ottoman is just another back piece.
Like, yeah, part of a sectional.
With 2 ottomans, yeah. So.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Our couch is great. The only unanticipated thing that we had to deal with, because we've never had a problem with it in the past, is our cat now just likes to scratch the side of it. But she's never scratched our couch for this. And I'm like, 0 tolerance with it. I'm like, we can get what, like 15 replacement cats for the price of the couch, considering how much we had to pay for our cat. Like, we can get a significant number of new ones that won't do this. So, I'd rather replace the cat than the couch.
Bus back to the home.
Yeah. I was like, no, it's more of just like opening up the back slider door and being like, you're welcome to leave whenever you want.
Now welcome here anymore.
Yeah. But it's funny in that, like, my wife working from home now 1 day a week gets to encounter like what our cat's like during the day, because I'm always complaining. I'm like, it's quiet. The cat's quiet until it hears your voice and knows that you're on the phone, and then it just loses its mind and it starts meowing up a storm. And then you have to sit there and be like, I'm sorry, that's my cat. My cat has special needs. And explain that to everybody. And she's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, just wait. And now she's like, oh, yeah, I had to call a patient. And disease started meowing up a storm. I had to apologize for it. It's like, yep. Better you than me. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Because normally she would just sit outside the door to the loft and just scream. But with my wife being downstairs, she just looks at my mom, or my mom, her mom, and starts meowing up a storm. Yep, good. So what do you think of the system of digging out of space to bring down the dump truck and front loader? It's a bitch to get down to. Takes forever.
Yeah.
But
well,
we were
it
at
was,
20% when you brought the dump truck down. And we're already at 40%.
it's a good idea, but now I can't get out.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
for some, I guess because I backed up here so much that
oh,
dropped
for
off. I
the
don't
ramp?
know. Yeah.
Oh,
So like it's too high for me to get out now.
yeah,
That's
why.
Ram it immediately.
I can fix that.
I can set back out manually.
No, it does happen. Should be able to get out now. Sir? But yeah, if you're the back end of that thing pushes into the same spot too many times, it ends up building a wall.
Her ICU nurse that she had up there, she probably thought it was weird because I was like staring at her the first time that she came in, and because her voice, I was like, why does that voice sound so familiar? And like I was trying to put like, do I know this person? And then I finally figured it out. She was looked like she could be related to my 7th grade science teacher, not who actually passed away like pre-COVID. I think it was like 2019. I think she passed away. Her voice, the way she looked, and even like her
Mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah, mannerisms were all pretty much identical. I was like, this is wild.
I mean, could be some relation.
Different well, of course, my teacher had her different last names.
Yeah, she could be married or something like that. Ah, shit.
Now you think that, I think her obituary said she was originally from Philadelphia.
Sure. Alright, well, I fixed your ramp there.
You need my assistance?
Nope, fix your ramp.
It'd probably been easier to maintain this right now. There was a giant hole right next to it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because I thought I was doing the project on my own, so I was starting the ramp. Because normally what I do is I'll like dig that hole on either side, so it just naturally builds a ramp. Nice.
I mean, yay and nay.
I'm only saying that because I only have like one Jimmy John's around me. It's in Boston.
The only one, well, no, there's one in Salisbury. There's none within the town.
Yeah, I also know it's nothing special, but
I mean, I enjoy.
If you have Jimmy John's around you all the time, then it's not that cool. But I'm just saying, like a nice
I will say I enjoyed
treat.
their spicy Italian more than I like Subway spicy Italian. The only thing that Subway had over it was
Subway's garbage.
bread.
Yeah.
My favorite like fast food Italian, so like that, you know, something like that. But it comes with hot peppers on it, so it tore me up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an awkward bathroom trip.
It was a hospital bathroom. Come on.
Yeah, but so the building she had surgery in was where the ICU's at. So she just went up like 6 or 7 floors for where we originally started off at. So after the ICU, they moved her over to the EMT wing, which is in a completely separate, different building. So, like all the bathrooms that were around us was gender neutral bathrooms, where it's just one, one like a single
Unisex bathroom.
Yeah, so there's only one bed. So if I would go in there, I would probably have people knocking on the door constantly as I'm trying to take care of business. I didn't want to be interrupted. The only one that I knew of that had like the multi-stall bathroom was over by the cafeteria in the big building we were originally in. So I put a map in Discord of how far I walked to take a dump. The last night we were there, it was like across the hospital campus there. I was like, oh my god. But
Hey, if I gotta take a dump at work, yeah. If I gotta take a dump at work, I've figured out which bathrooms at which times are the most populated and least populated, and depending on what time of day it is, I'm going somewhere different. Sometimes I gotta walk over to the other building. Because I found that prior to 8 o'clock, and my building's good. No one goes there. We have 2 bathrooms. One of them is absolutely never used because it's furthest away from the kitchen. So I go there. But it's 12 o'clock. Then I go over to the other building and go down to the stairs to the basement. If it ain't home bowl, I'm doing my research.
That was pretty common up there. It was the first time I've ever encountered it. Of course, I haven't been in the hospital since the youngest one was born, which was 2011, and that hospital was built in the 50s. But the little faucet that they have over the toilets that fold down and I need one of those for my home toilet.
Right?
Take care of stains. Just you don't even have to scrub it. You just pop that thing down.
Take care of it all.
Super blast. That was the first time I watched the nurse flush the toilet. I was like,
You're look at that. Look at that water pressure.
Exactly. Damn.
That's gonna take care of everything.
Getting left behind there.
Well, it's I always read how people that come to America from Europe and stuff, and they're like, bro, you guys have it all wrong. Bidets. Get a bidet. The only way to clean your ass is with water. And I was like, for the longest time, I was just that seems kind of weird to me. And then I tried one. And now I'm like, yeah, whatever house I end up with, That's gonna be an optional install there. That's gonna go in.
That game changing.
It really is. I mean, put it this way: like, no one's watching my stream, so like, I don't care. Like, you ever like stand in the shower and just like spread the cheeks, get a good clean in there?
Always got to.
Yeah, it's that, and it just
That's
goes.
what I recently.
And it just goes into the toilet. But you get like from the shower, you ever get that like one or two streams that like just hits right on there, and you're like, oh, okay, like this is cleaning some stuff here. This is getting off some debris that could have been there for God knows how long. And that's essentially what a bidet is, except you're just sitting on the toilet and it just like sprays water on that whole area. Like you feel so
how
much
do you
cleaner.
not crap on it? That's my
So it like, well, the one that I use like comes out from the side. So like when you're ready, you just push a button and it comes over. Because there's times that where you just like wipe and you're just like
you got
you're
brown
not
marker back there.
you're just
wipe,
not
wipe,
you're
wipe.
you know you're like it's good enough. It's not 100% there. Like you ever seen like the bloopers from Parks and Rec with Andy Dwyer? I forget his name. Chris. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Pratt?
Yeah, Chris Pratt. And he's at the doctor's office, and he's like, sometimes I'll just wipe, and then I'll wipe, and then I'll wipe, and keep wiping, and wiping. And he's like, it's like I'm wiping a marker. He's like, I just can't get it clean. And you have sometimes like that, you just give up. You're like, all right, fine.
That's why I come across something where the guy was like,
This limits all of that.
like stop. Oh, it was they were talking about on the radio show, and it was a doctor said to stop wiping your ass.
Yeah.
And he was like, so wait, how are you supposed to get clean? And the doctor says if you don't have a bidet, take a shower. He was so I'm supposed to take a shower every time I take a dump. Yeah, apparently that's the best way to clean yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't have a bidet, jump in the shower and hose it off.
I mean, I had an experience last week where I was just like, I thought it was just gas. Turned out to not be gas. And by the time I went and like checked it out, I was just like, I wiped it. I was just like, oh my God. Like, no amount of wiping is gonna clean this. So I just like hopped into the shower and cleaned it all off. It's like, yep, you know what? And I think that sealed the deal in my mind. I was like, yeah, this is based on what other people say about the bidet, my personal experience with the bidet, what people recommend, like professionals, like it seems like that's the only logical way to get yourself like completely, totally clean, where you're not dealing with any excess. It's just, I think a lot of people in America, because they're so used to, like, they're born and raised with a certain way. Like listen, having a jet of water run near your beehole is kind of weird. Like, it's a weird sensation. So I don't think it's ever going to be like a mainstream thing here. one thing if you grew up using a bidet.
Damn toilet paper companies are making sure that
Well,
never
I mean,
becomes a
that's
reality.
also true. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're terrified of the bidet. Like, what's Cottonelle gonna do?
Don't listen to them. Water doesn't clean you. Use
Yeah.
our dry ass paper.
Yeah. But at the same time, at the end of the day, like, Cottonelle is owned by, like, Procter & Gamble, which makes, like, toothpaste, like, everything. So, it's like, okay, so you just lose a revenue stream. But if I were them, I'd be getting into the bidet business right now. Like, advertise the shit out of that. But I can guarantee you, I mean, that's where everyone's heading.
Isn't it pretty common already? Pretty much everywhere but here.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. It's like toilet paper's not a thing around like other places. We're the only ones that have a toilet paper market.
Get one that's like that. That one from that Bryan Cranston movie.
Bryan Cranston movie.
Yeah.
Oh, was it with Zac Efron?
I don't remember where he was the in-law or whatever.
Yeah. He was like the stepdad
They
or
had
something.
yeah, they had the bidet that was in Japanese, and he was just hitting buttons.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's a classic movie scenario. But no, I feel like that's just the. It's a good industry to be in because everyone else is using it. But then again, like everyone else uses the metric system, and the U.S. refuses to sway from that. The imperial system makes absolutely no sense. Well, it's not even the imperial system because that's measured on like feet and inches, kind of. Well, it's no, the imperial system's based on ounces. Where everything in the metric system is based in grams. But like we have feet and yards and miles. But like it's probably you can count on one hand. If that, the other countries that use the imperial system. Or like feet and yards to measure distance. Now, I'll never run for president, but I feel like that would be a hell of a platform to run on. Where it's just like, listen, the economy is what it is. And, you know, but like, let's get on the metric system. Like everybody else.
You wouldn't make it.
No, I wouldn't.
Hell no, we're sticking with our.
No, that's like, that doesn't sound American.
Yeah,
You
nice.
sound like
Commie.
yeah, you sound like communist. I don't want that. Like honestly, though, like it does make the most sense. And even in our country, like the metric system is used for so many things. Like everyone in healthcare uses the metric system. So when they're like doing dosage stuff or like even when you have to do like a transfusion or stuff like that, it's all calibrated via the metric system. So like when they're giving dosages and stuff, like for your wife, it's not based on pounds, it's based on kilos. Because it's a certain amount of milligrams per kilo for their weight. And it's like, we're already using it. Could we please just cut the bullshit?
Yeah, but that's in one like field they're already using it. You'd have to convert everything. I think we've gone too far to switch.
Well, I mean, like the NFL would be kind of confused for a bit. They'd have to figure out how many yards their football field would need to be in meters. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it would be quite the conversion.
Yeah, almost they're fucked for a couple of decades.
Yeah, it would take a lot to be able to switch over to that. But honestly, it's like whoever came up with the stuff around here, like there really wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. Like who decided a gallon was like what, like 132 ounces? Or 164 ounces, one of the two. Regardless, like, yeah. No, pint 16. Quarts 32. 128. 128 ounces in a gallon. I don't know. But I mean, you're right. There's no way that you're going to convince like the southern half of the country that like okay, like we got rid of the ties to England. And became our own country. Okay, so we wanted to do our own thing, our own way of living and stuff. Like, also, you guys were super into slavery. So, you weren't really right about that. So, maybe you're not really right about this. But they're never going to see it that way. And these days, those are the only states that matter. elections. I mean, they tried to get rid of the New Hampshire primary as being the first state and moved it down to South Carolina, which is more of a flip-flop state. Because whoever won that state was a better predictor of who was going to win the election. And up here, it hasn't been accurate because the people that are in Massachusetts are way more Democratic than they've ever been. And the people that are Republican have moved to New Hampshire. So New Hampshire's super Republican now.
My state just straight up just canceled our primary.
Canceled it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they
it wouldn't.
pushed it back from.
Would it matter
February.
anyways?
Because it was only Trump was left on the ballot. So.
Why wasn't Biden on the ballot?
The Republican, because you can't be on the Republican primary ballot.
Oh, the Republican primary ballot. Gotcha.
So, yeah, they just straight up canceled it. And we're like, yeah, our primary worked out a lot better when it was in February instead of being in March or April. And ever since they pushed it back, it's become less significant because everybody's already dropped out usually by the time we get to it. So they're like, we're just going to cancel it.
Yeah. But also, like, the growing problem is, like, there's no competition. Like, look at the Democratic stuff leading up to the primaries. Like, there was nobody even challenging Trump. Like, I didn't even hear. I didn't hear of any.
New.
No, but I never heard of like you saw the Republican debates, like they were televised, and you knew who was opposing in the Republican Party because you knew it was like Nikki Haley and there was some Indian guy. And
Hey,
it was,
by that alone,
I actually liked him.
I did too.
Yeah, but his ability to handle being insulted was terrible. He was soft. Way too soft.
Well, they said the only reason why he did it was kind of to butter up Trump so he can get a spot in his cabinet. And some people are saying he could be the DP pick.
He wouldn't be, though. Like, he caved so hard on everything. So, no, he's not going to be the VP pick.
A lot of people that think so.
Nope. Nope. I can
Don't
guarantee you.
like
I can guarantee you that won't happen. But, like, you heard everything about the Republican debates and all that stuff, but, like, you never saw a Democratic debate, did you? Never even heard about one happening?
No, because Biden's not debating anyone.
Because there's no Democratic candidates.
I mean, there was. Biden didn't debate him.
No, there weren't. They didn't even have. Well,
I don't know.
there weren't even. My point being, like, there were Republican debates held. Trump
Oh, yeah.
wasn't there for any of them.
That's not anything new because usually if the sitting president runs again, there's not
He's not a
really
sitting
any
president.
challenge. He's sitting right now. Biden's in office right now.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, if the sitting president runs again, there's not usually any like challenge.
Yeah, there is.
Very rarely, as it is, like nobody's.
Well, okay. I feel like this is a unique situation because it's like, well, they're not gonna run against a sitting president because they don't think they can do better, or they have a lot of trust in what they're doing. But I feel like that's the exact opposite situation of what's going on with Biden. No one has any trust in what he's doing. Let's be real. The only reason he's being considered for re-election is because it's not Donald Trump. He's done nothing. He's crippled the economy. He's
Destroyed our economy.
single-handedly, and he blames it on Trump. But it's like, nope, you had control over the Federal Reserve, and you could have overridden any interest rate hikes. You could have done so many things to avoid this. And what you should have done, by the way, is forced us into a recession. To balance everything out. You didn't. You wanted to bail out the... I'm gonna stop my stream before I say this.